What's up, people? My name is Mike Kincaid, and I'm a digital artist, and this is going to be a tutorial on how to superimpose faces. First thing you want to do is pick out a picture. The second thing you want to do is take some pictures of yourself or whoever it is that you're going to be superimposing. I usually try to get a couple pictures from slightly different angles so I have a couple to pick from. And the most important thing in taking the picture is to make sure that the lighting is similar to the picture that you're going to be superimposing on. In this case, we have light coming from in front and slightly above Superman, so I did the same thing when taking the pictures of myself. First thing you want to do is cut your face out. I use the circular marquee tool and cut out my face in a perfect oval for now, and what you do is bring the face over and put it on top of the background picture, and I usually pull the opacity down and line the eyes up. Everyone has different shaped heads. Some people have wider heads, some people have longer heads, so a lot of times it's not going to line up perfectly if you line the eyeballs up. Sometimes you have to stretch the face out one way or another, up or down or side to side, to make it work the best. So my face is a little longer than Superman, so that required a little bit of help from the free transform tool. Now I want to take the eraser tool and I pull the hardness up to around 90, 92, 93 or so. You don't want to use 100% because you don't want a hard edge. You want to have it a little soft because the picture isn't perfectly focused. It's a little bit of a soft edge, and you just basically want to cut your face out. When I'm cutting the faces out, I usually try to keep it real tight from around the ears down. I try to cut everything out pretty close. Up around the hair, really, it doesn't matter unless you're going to be using your own hair, but most of the time when I superimpose faces, I use the hair on the existing character. Generally speaking, I try to keep the ears, but depending on the shape of the existing character's ears compared to the face that you're going to superimpose, if the ears aren't shaped the same way, sometimes you have to cut those out as well, but it all depends. After I cut the face out, I pull it off to the side and I use a couple layer adjustments to match the existing photo. In this case, I used a hue and saturation layer adjustment to pull the saturation down because the saturation was a little bit higher in my photograph. And I also used the curves layer adjustment to ramp up the contrast in the photograph a little bit as well. Once I put the top face back into place, I use the eraser tool with a 0 hardness to blend the picture in. And the forehead, usually if there's not a lot of hair in the way, is where you could really blend it in. Also, in my case, I have earrings, a nose ring, a lip ring. The nose ring and the lip ring don't usually get in the way, but the earrings I usually like to bring over into the new picture. So a lot of times if the ears don't line up correctly, I have to cut the earrings out, or I find some earrings online, hopefully in a PNG if I can. If not, I just cut those out as well. And you want to put them on a different layer because we'll move those into the correct place later on. In this case, I use the polygonal lasso tool to cut those out. Then once I have the earrings gone, I use the eraser tool once again to kind of blend everything in, get rid of the rest of the ears, and blend in the rest of the jaw. When erasing the forehead and on the side of the ears, where in this case like Superman has sideburns, I use the soft edged eraser, a little bit larger up top, but when it gets tight around the eyes I pull the size down a little bit, and a lot of times I will pull the opacity down on the top face to kind of see where the hair is on the bottom layer. Now that the face is pretty much lined up and almost blended in all together, I use a couple more layer adjustments just to blend the colors in a little better. In this case I use color balance. A lot of times when I'm putting the finishing touches, I go back and forth between the soft edged eraser and layer adjustments to try to blend everything in correctly. Once that's done, we bring the layer back that has the earrings on it and we move the earrings into place. And if you find that you use a soft edged eraser a little bit too much around any parts of the face, you can just double the face layer and that'll harden the edge up a little bit. One last layer adjustment kind of puts the finishing touches on this, and in this case it's curves.